Welcome back everyone. I finally went ahead and did this battery comparison between iOS 13 and iOS 14 on my iPhone 6Ss. Now it was kind of a bit of a process. I wasn't expecting it to be this long because I had to do it 3 times. And a couple times was in the middle of the iOS 14.0.1 installation, so I had to totally redo it, but I finally did. So here is basically what I found between my battery comparison on an iPhone 6S running iOS 13 and an iPhone 6S running iOS 14. And the results may actually surprise you because it surprised me. Now both these iPhones do have depreciated batteries, but at the end of the day, the ending conclusion that I found wasn't necessarily, proponent to the decrease in battery health on both these devices. So with that being said, what I basically did was I let these phones go, I put them on the max brightness. I didn't let the screens die. I put a timer right next to them so we can kind of see how long they both last. And I just did some random things. I would just let them die on their screen, play some games here and there, but I did exactly the same tasks on both. And 47 minutes into the test, I was able to see that the iOS 13 iPhone 6S had 69%, where the iOS 14 iPhone 6S had 70%. So a little bit of difference, nothing too crazy, but something that I immediately saw, which was really interesting. So I didn't really think anything of it because they both were kind of around the same battery percentage. Then I went back in a couple minutes later, so 58 minutes in, and I saw that iOS 13 had 29%, where iOS 14 had 43%. So this was a pretty big indicator. First of all, I was like, how the heck do these phones' batteries die this much in 13 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever it was? Not even 15 minutes, 11 minutes after they already went down this much. So, it's a given to what these things are. These are older batteries, so it's expected. But they didn't die right then, which was really funny. So then I went back in about an hour and a half, 37 minutes into the test. So, they were both hour 37 minutes in. And I saw that iOS 13 had 14%, where iOS 14 had 33%. So this was another big indicator, still a humongous gap between iOS 14 and iOS 13. I went back in at 2 hours and 24 minutes and I saw that iOS 13 was at 4% and iOS 14 was at 9%. And then finally I went back in and I finally saw that around that 258 minute mark, so less than 3 hours, the iOS 13 iPhone 6S eventually died, where the iOS 14 iPhone was still alive. It was at 3% and it didn't die until I think like 20 minutes after that. So to kind of sum up this comparison, and what I can tell you is that this actually shocked me because I wasn't expecting iOS 14 to do so well in the battery life. Now mind you, this iPhone is running iOS 13.7, which is the latest software from iOS 13. It's not running like iOS 13.2 or something. And the iOS 14 iPhone was running iOS 14.0.1. So I would tell you, if you're on an iPhone 6S, you will probably not have a worse battery life on iOS 14.0.1 than on iOS 13.7. Now, if you're on iOS 14, the standard version, maybe there's a little bit of a difference, maybe not, I don't know. But with 14.0.1, I did see that it technically had better battery life than my iPhone 6S on iOS 13.7. So that was something that was really interesting. I wasn't expecting to see that big of a difference. So you can probably expect that same type of capability. If you have an iPhone 6S and it's running iOS 13, probably, if you go to iOS 14, the battery life may not be the one area where you might look at and be like, oh, there's going to be a huge difference. You might actually see that their battery life may increase when you go and upgrade. However, the stability might go down a little bit. So kind of keep that in mind. So maybe that's a big given, but that was something that really shocked me and I wasn't expecting to see that big of a difference. So in terms of that really pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really discount, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my main channel. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.